everybody, I just did a review, not a review, kind of a box opening with that Dijo, is that how you pronounce it? Dijo folder that I got down at the hardware store, 26 bucks. Anyway, I went inside, put it up, and I grabbed 2 knives. That was on my priority. I have little time to myself today, and instead of moping around and being lonely, my wife went downtown with her grandkids and her daughter, and I just can't handle downtown. I don't want to overpeople it. I'm more happy right here and in my playground. Anyway, there's 2 knives I definitely want to sharpen on my new whetstone. I haven't tried it yet. I can't wait to do it. I was soaking the stone. Gosh, it soaks for 30 minutes probably because I forgot about it. Anyway, one of them is this the Buck 622 that I got. It's a hard one to find, and I got it, but one thing I was disappointed at, it's probably one of the most dullest knives I ever gotten, and it shouldn't have come that way. The partial serrations as sharp as can be. I just don't think they really even did a number on that, so I'm going to try and get an edge on that one, and be using my strop too. And then the other one I'm going to sharpen, only because I use the heck out of it, is my SE4. And this brings me to a point. The other day we had a discussion. Somebody asked about the sog pillar. Can I strike a ferro rod with it? And I said I will go out there and try and find out, which I did. I worked at it. Scab with Choir Boys Outdoors, what a guy. He jumped in on the conversation and gave us a little advice on maybe filing a little part of it. So I ended up filing down by the choil. It was like square. There wasn't a choil, just like a square part, and that worked. Used a little file, and that worked. But he brought up a great point. He says, man, he said, when you're out there, you know, out in the woods, and it's a matter of survival, he says, I'll strike that edge on the rod. You know, most people say, I don't want to ruin my edge. Well, yeah, I guess if it got down to it, I'm not guessing. I totally 100% agree with Scab. Yeah, you take that blade and you strike and get that fire started. So what I found out, the reason why I'm bringing that up, is y'all know most of my knives that I use, all the ones that I use at work, actual use and everything, I prefer serrations. I cut heavy, thick rope, vines, PVC pipe for irrigation. I've done that before. I need partial serrations. That's why you always see me have partial serrations. But I found out something a little while ago. I was looking at, I had the ferro rod. See, I mounted a ferro rod. This is not an SE ferro rod. It's just I got this on Amazon. I got it on a few knives. And this particular knife, the SE4, I couldn't really find a sharp area. And I thought, well, I'm going to file that down too. And I thought about right here in the choil. But then I saw that very first edge on the partial serrations. I don't know if y'all can see here, I'll do it on this side. That very first edge right there. Okay, that's not gonna hurt the rest of my serrations, and I'm not gonna dull my blade, and I'm gonna be able to strike with it. All right, I gotta make sure there's nothing flame. Yeah, there's flammables around here. So if I just poof, don't worry about me. The hospital's right behind me. Let's see what we got here. That's it. Definitely. No problem. Whoa. My wife's gone. I always get in trouble, man. I always end up in urgent care. It's down the street. I got a room there, by the way. It seems like I always cut myself or do something bad, I almost burn up my shop. Anyway, thanks to Scab, I remember that. I can use the blade if it comes down to it. But on a regular basis, if I took this out camping, whatever, I'd use that very, very edge of that partial serrations. I still got my partial serrations, and I got the blade. So these are the 2 blades I'm going to sharpen up because they're very dull. This one was very disappointing dull, and I'll get that going. Okay, I gotta change because it's getting hot and I'm sweating bullets. Y'all take care. Okay guys, I worked at it for a little bit. The SE wasn't taking so long, so I got a nice edge on that. and I'm very pleased with the whetstone. It's a little bit different, I had to get used to it, and I had to remember it's like when me and my tools, you know, I always tell guys that work with me or whatever, let the saw do it. Let the saw do the work. And so I thought, man, just let the stone do the work. And that's what I did. I think I got better results, but I'm getting there. That's a little bit, that's not y'all's sharpness, but there we go. So what I'm doing, I fixed the quit. That's still sharp. It must be that paper. It's so wet and humid. We're fixing to have a storm. Anyway, I'm pleased with that one. It is sharp, guys. Maybe I can cut a bottle with it. This thing is why I'm stopping right now between the weather and this. I'm gonna have to just work on this when I get a chance, but I am getting an edge on it. I don't know if you can see that. This was almost I was looking it up last week, and I didn't realize that. They call it a false edge. This was almost like a false edge, like it never got to that part in the factory where they work on it, because the serrations is absolutely killer sharp, and it just stopped. So that's what I'm dealing with. I'm actually I'm putting an edge on something that didn't have an edge. Okay, I don't want to keep boring you guys. I'm just keeping you up to date. I'm going to try and get out in the playground before we got storms coming. So we'll see what happens. Y'all take care. Sog out.